My dear, wonderful friends, tonight I share with you a secret so radical, so blasphemous to the temple of conventional wisdom, that it may shatter everything you've been told about wealth. You see, the harder you chase money, the faster it flees. You run, it runs faster. You grab, it slips through your fingers. For money, like a wild creature of the woods, is repelled by desperation. It does not respond to hustle. It does not yield to force. It appears only when summoned from a place of knowing. And tonight I will give you the exact phrase that does just that. A phrase you do not shout. A phrase you do not beg with. A phrase you whisper. But before you utter these sacred words, you must understand why 30 days, just one lunar cycle, is all the time needed to collapse the monstrous lie of lack. For 30 days of inner discipline will do what 30 years of outer action cannot. This is not opinion. It is law, immutable, precise, a law older than civilization itself. In these 30 days, your old consciousness of lack will die, and in its place, a new world will rise. So, will you continue running, or will you stand still, whisper the phrase, and let the money run to you? Prepare yourself, for tonight we begin the 1-month challenge, and nothing in your world will ever be the same again. Let us begin, my friends, with the cruelest joke of our modern age. We live in a world saturated with tools, strategies, and manifestos on how to make money. There are more apps, more books, more seminars than any age before us. And yet, financial anxiety has never been more epidemic. Why? Because the world has taught you to chase, to hustle, to grind. But they did not tell you that chasing money only amplifies the echo of its absence. That every action born from the state of wanting does not create abundance, it multiplies lack. This is not philosophy, this is law, immutable, unbreakable. Consider the beggar on the street corner. Does he truly desire coins? Number. He desires freedom from the humiliation of need. But the very energy he emits, the vibration of desperation, repels the very wealth he seeks. Money is not a lover that responds to begging hands. It is a feral creature, sensitive, alert. It flees from the scent of lack. It vanishes at the first hint of grasping fingers. And so it is with your inner world. When you whisper to yourself of what you lack, the universe responds with more of it. But when you whisper as the one who already has, as the king remembering his forgotten kingdom, then money appears, quietly, easily, as if it had been waiting for you to finally stop chasing. This is law, and it never, ever fails. And now, my friends, let us cross the threshold into the greatest illusion ever sold to mankind. That money is earned by effort, that wealth is chased down through sweat, sacrifice, and struggle. But I tell you tonight, money is not seduced by effort. It does not yield to grind. It is not impressed by your hustle. Money responds to one thing only: inner assumption. For your consciousness, my dear friends, is the only true bank account you will ever possess. It is from this vault, invisible, eternal, sovereign, that all wealth flows. The more you try to get, the more you whisper lack. You see, trying is the language of the beggar. It is the speech of the forgotten, the disinherited. But when you shift, when you speak not as the beggar, but as the king who awakens in his royal chamber, stretching, yawning, remembering that the treasure was always his, then, and only then, does money come. It does not trickle, it floods. Because the door, my dear friends, has always been locked from within, never without. Tonight I will share with you the ancient phrase that unlocks this inner vault. A phrase that does not plead, it does not ask, it declares, it is the whispered command of the sovereign. And when spoken, the universe must obey. Are you ready to whisper it? To stop begging at locked doors, and instead, to open them from within? Then stay with me. Now, my dear friends, let us finally unveil the phrase, the ancient whisper that unlocks the vault of wealth already within you. It is not an affirmation. It is not a hopeful mantra. It is a sacred acknowledgement of fact. And the phrase is this: isn't it wonderful that money is always finding me? Notice the softness of it. It is not barked. It is not demanded. It is whispered, as though you are marveling at a truth so obvious, so natural, that it needs no proof. This phrase does not beg. It does not ask when. It does not wonder how. It accepts. It speaks from the end, as the one who already lives in the palace of abundance, looking back upon a life where money's arrival is as certain as sunrise. When you whisper these words, you bypass the critical, doubting mind. You slip through the back door of the subconscious. You speak directly to the power that creates worlds. And in that moment, money is no longer the elusive prize. It is the loyal servant, the courier responding to its master's unspoken command. You are no longer the hunter. You are the king. And money must come. So tonight, as you lay your head to rest, do not chant, do not force, whisper gently. Isn't it wonderful that money is always finding me? And feel the vault open within. And now, my dear friends, we arrive at the challenge, the sacred vow. For the next 30 days, you will become a guardian of your inner speech. You will not waver. You will not negotiate. You will command. Every morning before your feet touch the floor, you will whisper the phrase, "Isn't it wonderful that money is always finding me?" You will whisper it when you touch your wallet, when you check your bank balance, when you feel that ancient urge to chase, grind, hustle. You will smile and whisper. When others around you moan of inflation, recession, lack, you will whisper as the one who knows the secret, and you will not share that secret. For these 30 days, it is sacred, private, yours alone. This is not optional. This is law. 30 days of perfect inner conversation will rearrange your outer world in ways your rational mind cannot begin to comprehend. This is not about wishing. This is not about hoping. This is about creating. For 30 days, your words will be the chisel that carves a new world from the stone of your old assumptions. And as the old world resists, as the shadows scream their last cries, you will whisper, "Isn't it wonderful?" 30 days. One phrase. A lifetime of abundance awakened. The challenge begins now, and there is no turning back. But my dear friends, before we leap into the garden of abundance, you must understand the sacred process of the first 72 hours. For these first 3 days are not ordinary days. They are the days of death and resurrection. On day one, your subconscious will rebel. It will parade before you the overdrafts, the unpaid bills, the debts that gnash their teeth like ancient phantoms. You will hear the voice of your old self whispering, "This is foolishness. It will not work." But I tell you now, this is not failure. This is the old man dying, the crumbling of the rusted shell of scarcity. You must whisper through it. On day two, the resistance will intensify. Circumstances may even worsen. This is the burial, the tomb. But if you hold steady, if you maintain the whisper, by day three, cracks appear. The universe, like a loyal but slow-moving servant, begins to awaken. And then, on the fourth day, something astonishing happens. People treat you differently. Unexpected synchronicities emerge. Emails, phone calls, ideas you had once dismissed now shimmer with possibility. Opportunities reveal themselves as if they had been waiting in the wings all along. This is not chance. It is law, operating with the same mathematical precision as the tides, the moon, the rising sun. Hold steady for 72 hours and witness the first ripples of your new kingdom breaking the surface. But now, my dear friends, let me issue a warning, for many will fall at this next threshold. They will stumble not because the law fails, but because they allow themselves to be seduced by appearances. I tell you now, do not argue with appearances. Do not stare at your empty bank balance and plead for evidence. Do not demand signs before you whisper the phrase, "That is the old game, and you are no longer playing." Do not dilute the phrase. Do not alter it. Do not add apologies, caveats, or bargaining. The phrase is perfect in its simplicity. Isn't it wonderful that money is always finding me? Leave it whole, leave it pure, and do not, under any circumstance, Share your challenge with skeptics. This is your sacred altar, your private right. Others will not understand. They will mock. They will scoff. They will feed your doubt like poison. And when doubt arises, and it will, when your senses scream louder than your whisper, that is when the magic ignites. That is when the phrase multiplies its power 100-fold. Whisper it through trembling lips. Whisper it through clenched teeth. Whisper it as the storm rages, and the storm will bow before your unshaken whisper. This is the moment of true power, the moment most retreat, but not you. For you now know, the whisper wins every single time. But, my dear friends, would you like to accelerate this process tenfold? Would you like to collapse months of manifestation into mere days? Then allow me to give you a sacred addition, a bonus layer that few ever master. It is called the congratulatory dialogue. Each night, as you drift into the velvet arms of sleep, construct a conversation in your imagination, not a hope, not a wish, but a scene so vivid, so textured, so alive, that your subconscious cannot tell it from reality. Hear your accountant's voice. Hear the astonishment in his tone as he flips through your accounts. Remarkable, he says. I've never seen numbers like these. How did this happen so quickly? See the shimmer in his eyes. Feel the warm, solid grip of his handshake. Smell the leather of the chair. Sense the quiet, almost reverent hush of the office, as if all the universe pauses to witness your success. And most importantly, feel yourself responding, not as the person who is hoping, but as the one for whom this is normal. Yes, you say, it is wonderful, isn't it? It all unfolded even more perfectly than I imagined. Do this as you drift to sleep. In those sacred, drowsy moments when the gate to the subconscious lies wide open. This is the whisper that does not just command money to appear, it rewrites the script of your entire destiny. And once rewritten, it cannot be undone. And now, my dear friends, we arrive at the crossroad where all seekers stand. On one side, the endless pursuit, the hollow chase of phantoms made of green paper, running, striving, grasping, never questioning why the faster you chase, the farther it slips from your reach. And on the other side, stillness, power, the quiet authority of the one who speaks and watches the paper come running to them. The choice has always been yours. It is yours now. It will be yours tomorrow. But understand this. The law does not care which path you choose. The law is indifferent. It is precise. It simply mirrors back to you the state you occupy. You may continue to chase shadows, or you may whisper a new command into the depths of your being. Not once, not twice, but for 30 sacred days. Whisper the phrase, whisper it when you feel rich, whisper it when you feel poor, whisper it when the night feels dark and doubt claws at your throat. Whisper it until the whisper becomes your only language. And then, stand back. Watch the world rearrange itself with elegance and force. What the masses will call miracles, you will recognize as law in motion. For you now know the truth. There are no miracles, only laws, that the few choose to obey. And once you obey them, the world must obey you. The choice, my dear friends, is now yours.